tonight. So welcome. As you saw by the title of this stream, we're going to have trivia, which has Kahoot in it, which I'm very excited to relive. I played during the school year for college, but it's always just fun to have Kahoot that is not like class related. I think we can all relate to that on a personal level. But I'm going to be joined by some friends. Some you've seen before, some you have not seen before. So I'm excited to introduce friends tonight. Obviously, I think, you know what? Who wants to start? Adam, do you want to start off? Ready to join in? Yeah. So first off, you're going to see Adam is very festive today. He's got the lights. You've got the lights. How you doing, bud? You gotta have your mic on, my guy. It's a Friday. It's okay. Okay, we're gonna come back to Adam. It's okay. He's festive. It's all good. And then I'll introduce Brandon. I've talked about Brandon so many times before. I'll bring him on in a second, but you're finally gonna meet him today, so I'm very excited about that. Let's see. Dom, I'm gonna bring you in here. What is up? I know.
What is happening
in
South Carolina right now?
Adam started off on such a strong note with the lights. He brought in the festivity, and just we can't all be winners right off the bat. It's okay, but
I guess not.
How are you though?
I'm good. I'm doing really good. I got to do a lot of fun stuff at work this week, and I got to meet some interesting people.
Can I brag about it? Can I brag about it?
I mean, if you want to.
Oh, I'm going to. So Dom here, I'll let him tell a little bit more of it, but you got to interview.
So let me.
You go ahead. You go ahead.
I'll let you tell them who I met, but I'll just lay it down first. So
okay.
There's an event coming up in the town next to the news station that I work for. I'm a sports editor, and they have a couple of events and a lot of sports camps coming up next week. And I went to go cover the story because it's being hosted by the sheriff's department and one of their big spokespeople. So I interviewed the sheriff and the spokesperson. I'll let you tell who the spokesperson is.
Well, at this point, I feel like you should, but I'm just going to do it. It was Shaquille O'Neal. That was so cool. Like you sent me, Dom called me and was like, you will not believe who I just got an interview with. And I was like, I have no clue. I don't know anybody from sports besides cars. And you're like, he's on TV a lot. I'm like, Shaquille O'Neal. And you said, yeah. And I was like, oh, I think I like audibly screamed into the phone. Like it was very exciting. But that's awesome. I'm very glad you got to do that.
That was a very, very big moment for me. It was out of body experience in every way, shape, and form. But yeah, he's as big as everyone says he is. That's for sure.
That's incredible. Oh my gosh. Well, congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring Adam in. I think he's good now. So we go from big news from Dom to let's reintroduce the lights here. Adam, you good? You good?
That's a no.
No.
We got no sound.
We got no sound, buddy.
Mr. Lucas.
Well, okay.
So whatever he did with those lights has taken out all the sound he has.
The lights were all the magic, but they're not anymore. I guess at this point, I got to bring in one of our above the line crew members that we talked about, and
There's a reason why we've got reinforcements.
There's a reason why we have reinforcements in this show. I think Brandon, can I bring you in? Bring you in. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Brandon Lowe. I've talked about him on the show before.
I like that. Well done.
That is amazing. Well, first off, welcome.
Thanks. I feel good to be here. I was planning to be here, then didn't know if I was about 3 hours ago. Now I'm here. We're here. We're going to have some good time. I'm going to probably lose some trivia again, just like I did the last time. But hey, I'm here to give it a shot.
That's okay.
Play to win.
So if you guys don't know, we did a trivia show on the Above the Yellow Line original channel. I did a part 1, and that was out in December, and part 2 has yet to be out because time and editing. But that was such a fun edit. Liam Brotherton, who is not in going to be in with us tonight, was actually in that video as well. But check it out. I'll probably link it in the description below. Hoping to get to part 2 soon. But I see you guys in the comments. Jacob, what's up? James, Adam starting at -1. Perfect. I would agree. JS Design said, you already know I'm here for Kahoot. You all, you know what? I'm here for Kahoot too. Let's be real. I made the Kahoot. I was so excited. But Brandon, I think we need to have a proper introduction. Tell us about yourself. Obviously you go to Bowling Green. I go to Bowling Green School. That's how we met. But what else can we know about you?
I'm super boring. No.
Oh, well, okay.
Well said.
Yeah. I was the sports director at BG for 2 years. Now I'm in charge of all student media at the school while I pursue my master's. I work local TV in Toledo. I work as a statistician and public address announcer for a summer baseball team for college level. So I will do just about anything I can to stay in the sports world. I play softball when I'm not doing that other stuff, fishing when I'm not doing that other stuff, and playing golf when I'm not doing any of the above. So, I mean, basically, I'm around a sport all the time, whether it's got wheels, pucks, balls, sticks, bats, whatever.
Brandon never sleeps. Basically, long story short,
Clearly.
my
My
sister's in the
goodness.
chat. First off,
What?
hold on.
There's more of you?
Yeah. If you don't know, I am a triplet. Fun facts. My sister Lauren is in the chat. Lauren,
That
comment
blew me away
below.
too.
Yeah, isn't that like
When I found that
wild?
out, I lost it. Didn't believe it.
Wait, Brandon, you knew this. Come on.
No, I knew you had
what-
a brother and I knew you had a sister, but I didn't know you were triplet.
Come on. Well, now I need to bring up pictures, so I'm gonna scroll for that. Adam, do we want to try this again? We're gonna try this again, but first off, Lauren, you have to let me know if you're gonna be joining in on Kahoot. I will be looking at your answers very heavily. But let's bring in Adam one more time, and we'll see. We'll keep trying to bring him in, but Adam, no. I think a phone might be the best bet, bud.
Bye.
You're doing great, Adam.
You're
We all
doing great,
believe in
buddy.
you.
We believe in you.
Oh,
1 minute. 3 minutes in, and the plot is lost. Is what Jacob said. Lauren said, I'm sure I will lose, but I'm down for a try. That's great. I'm glad, Lauren, you're going to try this. We'll probably start the Kahoot around like 9:30, 9:40. We'll bring in another friend at that point too, as well.
So now, I just picture Adam clipping that of just Adam and like later putting it in a video with some like Jeopardy music.
Oh yeah. I will do that later. If I get to it, I absolutely will. Let's see, family photos. What are we looking at? But yeah, like I said, we're gonna bring in another friend too on the live stream. First time on the live stream as well. John Jensen. We're gonna bring him in when we start the trivia. But we're gonna start with some hot topics right now in the sport. First off, I was at work and this came across my Twitter feed, and I don't want to say I was shocked, but I have feelings about this. So basically, Adam Stern tweeted that NASCAR was closing in on a decision for the Chicago Street Course for 2023, and it may cost us, ladies and gentlemen, Road America. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. Brandon's like, what? Have heard about this decision or about this potential decision? But what do you guys think about this? Dom, do you want to start first with your thoughts? They're going to be so positive. I just know it.
I'm a traditionalist at heart. I was livid when they turned the Clash into the Daytona road course, let alone moving it to LA. So it doesn't take much to anger me when it comes to the sport, but it's just, what are we doing? What are we doing? I get it. It's like you want to appeal to the audience that every other racing division races on a street course and you want to get in on the action, but NASCAR did just fine without a street course for 70 years. So I don't know why we need to try it now and why Chicago. If Chicagoland couldn't fill seats, how is the streets of Chicago going to be popular? All it's going to do is make people really angry trying to get to work and having to go a different route. So, I mean, Road America personally, I don't know. I try to be optimistic because I grew up on 2 road courses a year.
That's valid.
But I don't know, because I really did. I do like Sonoma. I'm so glad they brought back the short shoot. I will say that. I do like that Sonoma layout, but I also respected when they went back to the carousel because that's what they used to run. I respected them going back, giving it another chance because they thought it was going to create passing zones. It didn't. But I mean, they tried it. But I love the short shoot, and Watkins Glen is just Watkins Glen. It was perfect for NASCAR because it's a road course with a bunch of straightaways. That's what they need.
Yes.
So, The Roval, I get it. It's because they had to fill seats.
See, we're getting a comment here that says delete the Roval, but I can't agree with you. Strictly, I'm sorry.
Right, they're at the point now where they can't because of how good the 600 was. Because now, if they do 2 Cup races on the oval, you'll never sell out the 600 again.
And we talked about that on the last stream. Brandon, do you have thoughts about this? Do you like the Chicago street course idea? Obviously, all opinions are open. This is an open floor. You're fair to disagree.
I mean, I agree with part of what Dom was saying too, because I'm in a sense a traditionalist as well. But like, I get why the sport is trying to make all these changes. Like, I get why they took the Clash out west. I get why we're going to so many different tracks a year now compared to racing at a Michigan twice a year. Now, granted, that's my home track. I grew up going there, qualifying, starting at a young age to the races. And I like going, but the more and more that I get into it and I age and I know what the sport's about, and watching some of the really good races like the 600 this year, I know that's a really hard comparison because that was like a top level race.
Oh, so good.
But going to a Michigan it's not super fun. Like, it's still a NASCAR race, don't get me wrong. Like, it's fun to go to the track and see the people and meet the people, have your camaraderie, cheer on your favorite driver. But going to a Michigan is not the same to me as it was when I was 13, 14. So I get why they're trying to change the different things. I really don't know how I feel about a street race. Like, Dom watches a lot of other stuff. Like, he watches Formula One, he watches IndyCar. Like, he's heavily involved in that stuff, to where I watch IndyCar occasionally. But most of the time it's not a street race. Most of the time it's either a road course or the Indy 500. So I haven't gotten to experience that side of racing. So I don't want to say that I hate it, because you can't say you don't like something without trying it. And I haven't been exposed to that kind of thing. So I definitely, it's weird. I'll say that for sure.
Yeah, no, I would say my opinion on it too, and I wanted to read some of yours as well. And I did want to clarify with the Kahoot. I will have the Kahoot on the screen for you guys, so you guys will be able to see it. So you don't have to, I don't think, go back and forth between the Kahoot app and the stream. Well, maybe if you're on a phone, you'll have to do both, but it will be on the screen for you guys. So if that's a question, there's the answer. But my opinions on it, I have gone back and forth. If you've watched the channel or my content for a while, I've gone back and forth between like, wow, the iRacing thing was really cool, but it was also a mess. Maybe this will be cool, to this is going to suck and I'm not excited for it. I'm with Brandon in the sense that, don't knock something until you try it. Also going to be going to Michigan for the first time this year. So I'll get to kind of experience what you've experienced just a little bit. So excited for that. But I don't think it's the direction NASCAR should head. I think if they diversify too much, you're losing what NASCAR is, a stock car series that is ovals. And we started with, the 2 road courses. We kind of expanded that. I mentioned in the last episode of Above the Yellow Line that I think we need to shrink the amount of road courses we have on the schedule again. That's just a personal opinion of mine. And personally, I'm not a huge fan of Sonoma, but we can't all have winners as tracks, unfortunately. But that's just not like a hot take, but it's an opinion. But what you guys have to say before we'll move on to a different topic. Tyler said, I feel like Road America has an awesome turnout to axe it, but I would move it from the July 4th weekend. I do agree with you on that. I mean, Daytona that weekend, right?
I know iconic. Of a good track that could go to 4th of July weekend.
Oh gosh.
I'd like to see the Firecracker 400 again.
I know. That's what I want to.
They only ran that race for 50 years? I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it still didn't matter.
Tradition doesn't matter.
I guess no, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
Toby Christie of TobyChristieCOM said, why can't we axe Texas? That is honestly, I think, who was it? Darian posted this on Twitter earlier, but he's like, the day where they axe Road America before they axe Texas is going to be the day that Twitter just explodes. And I'm like, I feel that. Also, Dom, you have a fan too. Tyler said that he likes you already, which is great. Benjamin said, burn Texas. We're all really loving Texas in this chat. A lot of the TobyChristieCOM guys coming out to support, so appreciate that.
But that should also show you the stranglehold SMI has on NASCAR's decision making. And
that's part of the problem. And even then, just today with the whole, and I was a big person talking about this today, but Brandon, I don't know if you saw this, Dom, I think you did. I'm going to bring Adam in just via audio. I think he should be okay. Well, first off, Adam, can we test this real quick?
Testing.
Oh, they
Oh,
got
we've got him. We've got him.
Scared me. Okay, so I wanted to bring you into this, and we're only going to talk about this for like less than 5 minutes because I'm over it and the problem has been solved. But but basically we're talking about the stranglehold SMI has on NASCAR, and I will say that I mean the product that they had at Charlotte was phenomenal, and I cannot say that enough. But with the rules of what to bring into the track, what's not acceptable, they had like a water rule this morning that they changed like afternoon that you couldn't bring like bottled water into the track, or you could only have like one bottle of water or one reusable something, and they need to have refill stations but no coolers. And I'm like, it's going to be 100 degrees flat at Nashville this weekend, right? And then we're not going to allow you to bring in water. And for me personally, I've been a little vocal about this, but I have a chronic illness that if I do not hydrate properly, if it's like any other human being, but for me, like I will pass out, and that's not pleasant. And I think Dom, you will attest to this. At Charlotte during the Xfinity race, I about crashed and burned.
Yeah.
You had to rescue me.
That was during the Xfinity race, which was in the middle of the day, like right when the day is at its hottest. Yeah,
right.
It was tough for everybody. Not just you. I mean, I left just to get out of the sun.
Exactly. And I'm like, if that says anything, my mom was a trooper. She stayed like for everything but the last like 30 or 15 laps. Like
she was committed.
She was committed. Love my mom. But yeah, no, that was crazy. But then they changed the rule on that. But I guess more so, Adam, you brought up a point about that too, but kind of just more so a question for you. Just talk about like, how do you feel SMI has done, at least this year, in terms of their track maintenance, the fan experience? We've had the issue in the past with Texas last year, was it, with the coolers as well? Like, how are you feeling about that?
I'm just trying to figure out what's the actual question.
Well, more so just like, how do you feel SMI has done with the fan experience?
So for the fan experience, it seemed like Charlotte was revamped. They added some stuff. However, they took away some stuff from us fans, like the whole $20 for parking.
Yeah, I was irate about that.
I think
that parking lot was free last year. Last year it was free.
Yeah.
Yeah, that right there, like literally my first thing, I get to the speedway. Oh no, I gotta go find an ATM. Yeah. Like that's not what I want. I was expecting just to blow all my money at the merchandise tents. However, had to go get some cash so I could pay the old car park a little $20 finder's fee. And
Adam called me and was like, hey, do you have cash on you? And I was like, I mean, I do, but like, you good? And it was like, had to pay for pricing and pay for parking. So that sucked. I don't know if I want to dive into this topic anymore. So let's change topics. We'll do like two more. Yeah, it's pretty depressing. Let's talk about two more topics, then we will get into our Kahoot, which I know is highly anticipated, and I'm excited to see how you guys do.
It's gonna be a train wreck.
It's gonna be if you know any of us here, we are competitive as crap, and I already know the answers, so I cannot participate. But it was also a really fun learning experience for me to just kind of learn more facts, and I've also listened to more of the Dale Jr. download too.
Who's this Kaylor Titchen that keeps answering all the questions right?
It's like, what? I'm not what? But I think something I wanted to talk about too, SRX. How many of you guys, even in the comments, you guys here, are you guys planning on watching the series? Anyone?
I'm raising my hand.
Okay, thank you. No, Brandon, have you watched it before? Have you watched it last year?
I've seen bits and pieces. I haven't seen a whole race.
So, because of course we have trucks, right, this weekend, but since everything else is off, I recommend watching SRX. Now, this is not a sponsor, not a plug. This is seriously just me saying I love this series to death. And last year, it was so fun to watch. They have the Heat 1 starting lineup. I believe the graphic wasn't necessarily totally clear, but Bobby Labonte, I think, then Biffle, Andretti, Waltrip, Paul Tracy, Ryan Newman, Ryan Hunter-Reay, Tony Stewart, Tony Kanaan, Ernie Francis Jr., Bill Elliott, and then Bubba Pollard is going to be there. That's the lineup for the Five Flags race in Florida tomorrow, and I think it starts at 8 on CBS. So very, very, we already have predictions in the comments, but more so, what do you guys what are you excited to see this year? Me personally, I kind of want to try to go to a race, but talking about, I guess maybe the question I should ask is, what do you guys like about the ideas presented by Tony Stewart in the SRX series? What have you liked that he's done with the series? What do you think he should change? Anyone want to pitch in on that? Maybe Adam, since you've watched it before and are going to be watching it, what are you thinking?
I am extremely happy they have Alan Bestwick. That right there is a huge polling point for me. Having his presence on a broadcast, it's extremely professional. That voice, it I don't know. There's like no real words to describe it. It's magical, man.
I know.
Yeah. That's about it. That and just the fact that it's a different type of racing. They race not only on dirt but also asphalt. And they're all built out of the same shop. So it's cool to see a even field and to see how the drivers kind of how they approach, how they want their cars to be set up for each race. It just depends on the driver's driving style and the difference in said drivers. We have everyone from NASCAR drivers to dirt trackers to IndyCar guys. So I mean, we got a lot of variety, and that's what really I like to see that kind of competition.
I'm always looking forward to the Paul Tracy what is it, rivalries? I think just
beef.
The beef. What other trouble can he get into?
That's all he's done his whole career.
Quite honestly, yeah. Though
you could literally write a book about the Paul Tracy's rivalries, like just
you
like
could
make a novel.
So I think too, another question, maybe even to Dom or Brand, if you guys want to pitch in on the sponsorship and even just having a primetime spot for the SRX series. It is it's 6 races for their season, I guess, but how major is that to have this series that runs for 6 weeks, have a primetime spot and the sponsors that they've brought in, like Progressive, you got Sports Clips, I think, brought in as well.
Yep.
Sport Clips, yeah. So Brandon, how big is that just to have this for that series?
Well, and I think too, from someone that hasn't seen a whole lot of it, but someone that has seen a lot of different sports expand over the past couple of years, obviously a primetime spot and big time sponsorship like that is huge for not only the growth of SRX, but the growth of racing as a whole. Because like Adam alluded to, you're going to see the drivers from IndyCar, you're going to see NASCAR drivers, you're going to see former NASCAR drivers. So it's sort of an opportunity to get to see individuals from all the different walks of racing. And then let's say someone that hasn't really been exposed to racing. Hey, I really like Tony Kanaan. Hey, I really like Chase Elliott guy. How they wouldn't have heard of Chase Elliott, I have no idea.
I have no clue.
But, I mean, it's really important because you see in football, you see the USFL. Is that what we're calling it right now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yep. So the USFL, do I think that that's productive for football? Maybe not, but football is already this huge mega thing where racing has kind of it's dipped its toes in the water, but there's still a lot of room for growth within the sport.
And then Dom, I think what's interesting for me, and I think just, you're wearing the guy's shirt. Kyle Busch, we've talked about this many times on the live stream, but the sponsorship issues, and I know we got some Kyle Busch lovers and haters on this stream here, but the sponsorship battle that we're seeing throughout motorsports, but it seems like SRX has gotten something down. And so how important is that? And what sponsors did any sponsors surprise you that went to SRX?
I mean, I'm glad that you picked up on the whole thing. It's like, I'm not a Kyle Busch fan. I just love M&Ms.
Yeah.
I saw the hat. I thought the hat was dope. I thought the shirt was dope. I don't know who Kyle Busch is, but I bet he's a good guy. If M&M sponsors him, he must be a sweetheart. But
he's everyone's favorite little darling.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
Exactly. But the one thing that, the races are on Saturday night primetime. And what you got to think about too is if you look at the country as a whole, especially the younger demographic, it's the summer. I get it's different, but kids that are in school during the summer, they want to go to the bar on Saturday night. It's probably going to be a sports bar. They're going to have sports on. Other than baseball, throw the SRX race on the TVs. And
go for it.
That's an easy way to get attention. People will start watching that while they're at the bar. And for the older demographic, again, you're just flipping through channels. You hear the name Stewart, Elliott, Labonte, right? They're racing again? No, they're not. I got to watch this. I got to see what's going on here. That's a quick, easy way to plug people back in. And keep them watching the sport. So I give them credit for that. I mean, the star power in itself, it doesn't matter what kind of quality race you get, just those names themselves can carry that sport to the distance. But in terms of sponsorship, I mean, I get it. The names alone can carry the sponsors. So Sport Clips taking the jump to do it is cool. Camping World signing on for another year is great to see that they were impressed by the first year and they wanted to stay. That alone should tell you a lot. And then, I mean, the biggest surprise to me is the fact that Goodyear even wanted to work with Tony Stewart after everything he said about them in 20 years of race car driving. I could have swore it would have been Firestone or Hoosier, but instead it was Goodyear. So I guess
here we are.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy how the world works?
Money talks.
We want Carl.
We want Carl. Bring Carl back. I don't know if he would. That's
Hard.
a great question. I don't think he would.
No, he wouldn't.
Man,
Ain't no way he would.
There are some drivers I would love to come back. You know, I just got. I talk about Dale Jr. Download all the time because now I'm hooked on it. Dom gave me some episodes to listen to, and I've just kind of expanded from there. But I just listened to the Texas Terry Labonte episode, and I didn't know a whole lot about him other than like I thought he was cool. And then I listened to just kind of his stories with Dale Sr. And I was like, he would be an awesome guy to have back in a car, but he just is not interested, which just bums me out because I think it would be so cool. But
I think he's done enough.
He's done enough. I think he's done, but I don't know. I just think he's cool. But yeah, you know, I think you guys have waited long enough. We'll get to conversation afterwards, but I think it's time to play Kahoot, and we'll bring in our buddy here, John Jensen. John, you ready? He's all ready. All right, bring him in. John, what is up? How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, Taylor. Thank you so much for having me. This is my first time on with you guys, and this is a great opportunity. I'm ready.
Yeah, I know you are. I mean, from what I've heard from Dom and Adam, you got a lot of history in your noggin about NASCAR. So I'm excited to see how well you do. I'm very excited. So let me try to bring this up here. That the whole part of the problem right now that I'm having is like sharing a screen. So we're gonna learn that. But John, while I'm figuring this out, tell us a little bit about you. What's your background in the sport? What do you do for a living? Just tell us a little bit about you.
All right, so I started watching NASCAR back in July of 2007. The two things that really got me into the sport were my dad being a writer at Fox Sports, like back when they were still with Speed Channel and stuff. And in addition, the Disney Pixar movie Cars.
Yes.
The combination of those two things were what made me a NASCAR fan to begin with. And I've been watching for 15 years. I'm still loving the sport to this day. I work at the NASCAR Hall of Fame as well. That's been a great experience. That's how Dom and I met. And one other thing that I also want to point out is I also have autism, but even with autism, I still have a great life.
Well, thank you for pointing that out. I feel like that's so important to point out. So thank you for that. And also
what
just
an absolute legend.
Absolutely. And just representing the sport.
Thanks, Dom.
Wow.
My man.
My man.
Yeah. Oh, Matt Deason would be so proud.
I love Matt. We're gonna have him on the show at some point. I swear every time we try to put him on the show, he's either busy or scheduling conflicts with either I or him, but he will be in the live stream at some point. I swear he will. Love that guy. But yeah, let's put our NASCAR trivia to the test. I will say my sister in the comments said, yes, huge Cars fan. That's how I think I got into to Cars and NASCAR myself, was just the Cars movie. But all right, let's do this. Hopefully I have this all set up correctly. If I don't, I apologize, but we're gonna try it anyways. All right, so waiting for players. All right, here you guys go.
What is the pin number? There we go.
The pin number is 939-3403. The pin number again, ladies and gents, is 939-3403. We'll give you guys like 4 or 5 minutes to come on in. Now, please keep the names appropriate. I don't think I have to say that, but I'm going to because I feel like I should.
Who's this Chester Whipple filter?
You need to stop.
All right, so I'm going to do a hashtag for mine. Mine's
hashtag.
actually going to do with the driver that I root for in NASCAR today.
Do it. Oh, man.
We want Carl.
We want Carl. Yeah, yes. DI9.
Chase Elliott, baby. I'll actually tell you this. Before we get started, I grew up a Jeff Gordon fan.
Yeah,
So So yeah, I've been a Jeff Gordon fan for a long time. And then after he retired from driving, Chase Elliott was who I had begun to root for. And like Jeff Gordon and Chase Elliott will forever be my two favorite NASCAR drivers. I mean, Taylor, Dom, and Adam, you saw me with the Chase Elliott Championship t-shirt at the Charlotte Truck Race a few weeks ago. But when it came to Chase Elliott winning that championship, I was so excited about him winning the championship that I actually was crying.
Me too. Me too.
I
started out as an Elliott
I have no
fan,
shame.
Yeah.
No shame in telling people that. It does not embarrass me at all that I cried about the driver that I wanted to win winning.
Honestly, you shouldn't be. It's a huge moment when you see your favorite driver, your favorite team, whatever, win a championship. Like, that's major. Just seeing how Elliott started in the sport, we didn't know when he was going to get that win. Finally, just getting the win and just how big that was in the 2020 was, I mean, it was Harvick's and Hamlin's to lose, and that he was able to come up and win then was amazing. So
yeah, I mean, those last two races, he overcame extreme adversity, had to win Martinsville, and then had to start in the back at Phoenix.
Yes.
I mean, he won it the hard way. And the two other reasons that caused me to cry about him winning was because, as I said earlier, 2007 was when I started watching NASCAR. So that was after Gordon had won all 4 of his titles. So I never got to see him win any of his 4. And when it came to Elliott winning the championship, who knows? That might be the only championship he ever wins. I hope it isn't. I hope that he wins at least a second. But it's very possible that the one he won in 2020 might be his only one in his career.
I hope it's not, though. I hope it's not. There's some drivers.
The way this playoff system works, I mean, you really have no idea.
Oh yeah, like
I
know a lot of people like voice their opinions about the playoffs, and quite honestly, I understand everyone's point of view on it.
I know one question we were going to get, because I took some topics that you guys wanted to discuss from Twitter, and we might talk about this afterwards, but what is our preferred playoff format? So just,
I'm with Dom.
I personally would do no playoffs at all.
Just with straight points.
Yeah. So like what they did in like the last time they did like no chase was like 2003. And I know that Matt Kenseth ran away with the championship that season, but he was consistent enough.
It's valid.
See, but I feel like even with a playoff structure in place, like, I mean, we're all about the same age. We grew up in the era of Jimmy Johnson championships, and I feel like almost every year that he won, he ran away with it.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Yeah, I mean,
and all they did was like slightly reset the points. That's all they really did.
No one will ever win 5 championships in a row again.
That'll
not
never
happen.
No. I don't know. Ty Gibbs may get it.
Oh boy. All right. Well, with that said, let's start the game. Let's start some Kahoot. All right. My sister, there she goes. I was waiting for my sister to join in. I think she's good.
Whoever's name is Problems in the voice of Rick Allen, I absolutely love you.
we gotta we'll reveal the stats after everything. But let's get this show on the road.
Go to party mode, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
As his mic goes out.
Right. So first thing we got is guess the driver. I'm going to give you guys some driver hints, and you guys are going to tell me who it is out of the options available. All right, so to start off, this driver finished second in the championship standings 4 times. I know there might be a little bit of a delay, perhaps, maybe not, so we will see what happens.
I can't guess Carl because he's not an option. What do I do?
There was 2 that I was
do it for Dale
between.
Can I vote purple?
You
Purple for Carl.
Oh wait, Martin finished second 5 times actually.
Really, 5 times?
Wow.
Yeah.
NASCAR Hall of Fame website. Come on.
This Kahoot is fake news.
We're gonna have to make exceptions. I swear I fact checked the crap out of this. I spent 2 days on this. So if things are wrong, there is something wrong with me. So I apologize.
No, it's okay, Taylor.
It's also, I mean, it is technically correct. It is. I mean, 4 is
less than 5.
Thanks,
It's less
guys.
than 5, so
Well-
technically you're valid. You could have put 1 and still would have been
I
correct.
could have.
She's legit.
Come on. All right.
Seems
Well,
legit.
that question is going to be watch there be more mess ups, you guys. But that question we're just gonna boycott it. But 5 times NASCAR Hall of Fame website. Come on. All right.
No worries. I can let any mistakes slide.
The real Adam.
Oh,
Because
by
you
the
will
way,
make
Adam,
several.
love the lights.
I will make several. Adam's living it up. Living it up. All right. We'll move on. Hopefully the next one is.
Hey,
Hopefully the
I'm
next one's correct.
professional with Kahoot.
He is the youngest driver to win the Daytona 500. This cannot be wrong.
Oh no.
Oh,
Brandon.
I hope
Oh,
I didn't mess this
dear.
up.
I think I just got the wrong one.
Oh no.
Thank you, Daryl Waltrip.
Oh no.
All he did was shout his name and how old he was when he won it.
Yep.
Trevor Bain. He was 20. 20
Happy
years
Yeah,
old. when he
day
won.
after.
Trevor Bain, 20 years old.
I am 22 and I feel like I've accomplished
Are you
good stuff.
kidding
Not that
me?
much.
Oh no.
All right. Another one. Let's go. Oh,
New
Adam,
leader,
you slipped.
Bobcat Jenkins.
Yeah.
Who's Bobcat
Five.
Jenkins? That's amazing.
I don't know who Bobcat Jenkins is.
Okay, well, all right.
Oh, man, I dropped.
If I ever go off the grid, just recognize that is my other
Okay.
alias.
That's good. That's good.
All right.
Question 4, whatever. This driver, known as the Clown Prince of stock car racing, has 2 Cup champions to his name. You should know this if you've watched the
Thank you, Taylor.
the
Yeah,
quiz.
Taylor. Thanks.
So essentially, if you watch the content, you should know this. You might be calling yourself out right now. if you
I
don't know
already
this.
had this question and I still don't know it.
Brendan,
I know I got a 50-50 shot.
Joe
Oh my
Weatherly,
God.
ladies and gentlemen.
You got it wrong.
You got
Hey, I had that memory recall.
Oh, dear.
man. See, what I love about this game is there's pain involved. There's disappointment involved. And there's
Wow.
also there's highs and lows.
You
to
sound
I
like
Kahoot.
a
haven't hit a high
politician.
yet.
Laughter.
All right. So my sister just says she can't see the TV because it's blurry because of our internet. But she's clicking random answers. So I'm hoping she at least got one right at this point.
Let's
Yeah,
Lauren.
She'll be
see.
in
Better than me.
contention.
Lauren's fantastic. We'll have to, maybe I don't know if she'd really want to go on the live stream at some point, but she used to really like NASCAR. She really did. So we'll see. Who knows? But I'll have to bring up a picture sometime later. But on to the next question. This should be the last. Ben, you're on fire. Ben, you got a streak going. This should be the last question of the driver stats. So here we go. Oh, she says she's struggling. Okay, so this is.
Oh my.
All right, last question for the drivers. This driver that was once banned from NASCAR, then unbanned in 1965, was known as the Babe Ruth of stock car racing. Here we go. Brandon, buddy, don't look that sad. Don't look that disappointed. Just pick an
I
answer.
might have. I think I got this wrong.
Down.
But
Have a
yeah,
little
I think I
faith,
got. I think I
Brandon.
got this wrong.
I got it.
Oh my god, I got it right.
You guys got it right. Look at you guys. Look at you guys. Wow. You all did pretty well. Good job. All right. Next up, different category we're going to move to. Let's look at the scoreboards. Bobcat Jenkins. All right. All right.
Who dat?
Who dat? Who dat? Let's see. Real Adam, you're good. See, we're doing great in the chat. Brandon, where are you? I want to check in with you, bud.
I'm in 11th place, so
You're not
probably
last.
dead last.
You're not last. You're not last. I don't think you're last. I think my sister.
Well,
my
I mean, if
sister.
you ain't
was
first,
probably
you're last. So.
It's valid.
Exactly.
It's valid. Okay, track facts. Let's hope I didn't
That's
mess
the
anything
spirit,
up.
Dom.
But let's figure this out. All right. Track facts. This one should hopefully be easy. This former 1.5 mile track is home to one of the worst traffic jams in NASCAR history.
Oh, mine didn't load.
What?
What question is this?
Uh-oh.
We're not loading? What's happening?
Oh, I know this
I
one.
don't.
I got it.
James, my guy, I'm sorry. Man. Kentucky Speedway.
What?
Rest in
That was
pepperoni.
a guess,
Carmageddon.
but what in the
Right,
world
the first
are we
race
talking
in
about?
2011.
See, I try to make so
Oh,
this
the
was a,
traffic jam to get to the race.
yeah, the traffic game to that's see, it was a little
Okay.
ambiguous, but if I'm
Because like my first thought
was
was Nashville, because I know that was a problem last year.
oh yeah.
But,
But no, if you remember 2011 when the Cup Series had their first
I
race.
remember the race. I just
yeah,
don't
yeah,
remember. I don't remember the traffic jam beforehand.
Wow.
Yeah,
Huh.
like I saw Iceberg's video on when he recapped it, and yeah,
It's wild. My grandparents, I think, were there, but they were camping, so they were immune to the traffic jam.
Yeah,
That's why you camp.
I was convinced in that race because Logano had won 3 in a row and nationwide at that track that he would have a chance, but he was irrelevant, so I was wrong.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It's good. It's fine. All right.
Mine didn't load, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't gonna get it right anyway.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll
He was
move
going to pick Bristol.
A mile and a half.
The standings look like they stood. 3 players have reached an answer of a 4 streak. That's very good. All right. Next question. This road course hosted its first NASCAR race in 1957 and recently saw one champ pass the torch to another. We got Coda, Sonoma, Road America, and Watkins Glen.
This one's 50-50 for me.
Got it.
Ben in the comments said we need to ask some Strictly stats questions. We do. Contact me and we'll do another Kahoot. so we can do some of your stats.
Oh, I got it right.
Watkins Glen, Chase Elliott's first win when Jimmy Johnson ended up having to drive him around the track. One champ to another eventual. The track.
Drove him around the jack.
Guys, come on.
Was the jack stuck under the car?
That one
Dominic's middle name
I knew it was either Sonoma or Watkins Glen, and I just went with my gut.
Was this Logano Talladega all over again?
That's what Stefan Parsons at the Xfinity race.
It's Parker Kligerman in a KBM Toyota.
Dang.
We're going
all
way
right.
back.
Oh, and then Ben said, remember when Burton Smith said Kentucky was going to be one of the biggest race on the schedule? Wow. Rip that comment.
Yeah, that worked for 1 year.
Rest in
Comments that did not
pepperoni.
age well.
Oh, gosh. Let's get NASCAR. What, NASCAR aged into this?
Yeah, third place.
Let's bring them in. Nice.
Oh, I'm tied with Adam, so somebody's not
Look
really
at
letting
you.
on to their score.
This track held its first race in 2001 and has a 17 to 20 degree variation in the banking. A variation of banking in its turns. I worded that correctly. We got Kentucky again, Nashville Super Speedway, Texas Motor Speedway, or Kansas Speedway.
Oh, I think I got that one wrong.
I did too. Don't worry.
Is this a trick question? Because if it is, I'm screwed.
It could be.
Yep.
Okay, I'm good.
Why did it?
Oh.
Well, see, that was the fault of mine. So it's not actually Kentucky. So I'm glad nobody did that. That was probably a mistake by me. It is a mistake by me. But the correct answer is Kansas.
Well, to be fair, Kentucky did start hosting Xfinity and trucks in 2001.
That's fair. That is fair.
But did it have that same banking, though? That's the kicker.
No.
No.
No, it did not.
It used to be fun.
You have to read the fine print within the fine print that is Taylor's Kahoot questions.
Honestly, yes. Because part of me was like, did I make these too easy or too difficult? And with the quiz questions from the quiz YouTube videos that we had, I wasn't sure anymore. So I spruced them up a little bit. But next question. All right. This Forgotten Speedway held its last race in the 70s after hosting only 9 Cup races. This is the last question of the Guess That Track segment.
I think I'm going to get this one wrong.
I know I'm going to get this one wrong.
We got Columbia Speedway, Nazareth Speedway, Riverside International Raceway, and Middle Georgia Raceway.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to have a seizure over here.
The answer. Wow,
Bob,
you
I got it right. Hey, let's
Middle
go.
Georgia Raceway. Only one of you. Only one of you.
Yeah.
No
Look
wonder
at
it's
that.
forgotten. Even I've never heard of
Party
that.
mode.
Middle
Man, look at you
Georgia
guys.
Raceway.
Also,
Otherwise known
after
as Atlanta, maybe?
you're like, but
John, your dad would be proud of me on that one.
Goodness.
I will
Oh,
say after we're done with the Kahoot and we're done with the live stream, I'm going to post all the links in the description below to give credit to where I found the answers. I didn't want to put them in beforehand because I didn't want y'all cheating. So I will do that afterwards so y'all know where I got that information. This was actually a really
cheaters
interesting
never
article.
Win and winners never cheat.
Valid. All
Wait,
right.
Can you say that quote again?
Cheaters never win and winners never cheat.
Have you ever watched NASCAR?
NASCAR.
You ever watch
No,
Joey
watch
Logano drive a car?
Oh, shots fired, Dom.
But he saved at the pump.
But he saved at the pump.
Fired.
He did.
Joey did say
Did he save at the pump?
The
He
pump.
saved at the pump.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Call Logano.
Oh, dear.
Next category. Name that race. I'm going to give you a synopsis of a race, and you have to give me the name of that race. So here we go. First question. After a 6-hour start delay due to rain, this race would be Carl Edwards' last win.
We want Carl.
So the Bojangles 7500 The AAA Texas 500.
If he
the
gets this
Toyota
wrong,
Owners
I
400.
might
If-
lose it.
Oh, he won't. He won't. Oh, the Food City 500. John cannot get this wrong. John, I'm
I
going to
know
check in with you after this.
No worries, Taylor.
You
Damn.
got it. You got
Oh,
it.
he's got it. Oh, good for him, Brandon. Good for you, buddy.
Now, what boggles my mind about Carl is he
I was
had a
rooting
ton of
for ya.
wins in his last season. That
So
boggles
what?
my mind.
So what? It was Bristol, Richmond, and Texas. That was
How
it, right?
many winners or
he
how
had
many
3
guys that
wins in this-
retired?
He had 3
Can
wins
say
in
they
this
won.
last season.
See, we got to, see, Brandon's got it. You got
Yeah,
it. I'm jealous of that.
I've got Carl memorabilia everywhere.
Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart only won 1 time in their final seasons.
See, Dom,
Dale
it's
Jr.
impressive.
Dale Jr. didn't
Johnson
win
and
at all.
Jr. never won it all in their final seasons.
See,
Kyle
See?
Busch won in his last season. Oh wait,
ooh, we got a shakeup. Okay, Dom, I'm not surprised that you're winning this. Quite honestly.
who? I'm not in this. Bobcat Jenkins is winning this.
Okay, well, I'm not surprised Bobcat Jenkins is winning this at all. We got John, you're in second place. Ben third, the real Adam in fourth, and then Amazing
As if there was a
Fanatic
debate.
31 fifth.
See, I
As if there was
actually
any
had to
debate.
change.
Real Adam.
Hit that change sides button. All right, next
I'll
question.
get 2 different things to answer.
This
That's-
race marked the 100th win for Oldsmobile as DW would lead the last 55 laps and head to victory lane.
Oh my.
God.
It is
Oh,
either
dear,
the
this is gonna be a
1978 Winston
messy one.
500, the
He has
1978 Talladega 500, the 1979 Winston 500, or the 1979 Talladega 500.
This is a shot in the dark.
Oh,
one.
This is an absolute
it's
shot in the
another one
dark.
that's going to
Talladega
trip me
race.
up.
Closing my eyes, throwing the dart, and hoping it hits the board.
Oh my god!
And
I
I was
got
wrong.
My
And I was
instincts are
wrong.
telling me to go with that one.
So
And
there
I
we
got it
go.
wrong.
The 1979 Talladega 500. I will say this was meant to be a trick question. I was hoping to stump a few of you on this one. So oh, wait, Brandon, you got it? Brandon, you got it? Yes.
Huzzah.
Yes. There we go. See? Look
A
at
lot of
you.
people- A lot of people got that one though. That's impressive.
I know that was awesome. Good
I
job,
had
you
no
guys.
idea.
All right, next question.
Just keep
Oh,
the faith,
Adam,
Brandon.
we're on a
Okay,
streak.
good. I'm
Faith.
still in the lead.
Let's
Thank
go.
the Lord.
Let's go. Strobe Light City.
All right. See, they're helping you. In a last lap effort by Ricky Craven,
Oh,
he won
this
this
is
race
too
by
easy.
0.002 seconds over Kurt Busch. Probably too easy, you guys,
it
but
too
I had
easy?
to put it in there. It
Not even close.
The Carolina Dodge Dealers 400, ACD Delco, oh my gosh, 500, EA Sports 500, ACDC.
That was the Bush
Have
race.
you never? I've never.
Which
There we
two got
go,
it
you guys.
wrong?
Adam, that was the Bush race.
That was the
Yeah, that was the Bush
ACDC
race.
The
There were some
ACDC
legendary
500K.
There are some legendary schemes in that race, my friend.
C is for Bush.
C
always
is
for
for
Bush.
C is for Bush.
We didn't move. No movement. All right.
Adam's on a streak.
Here we go. This race marketed. Oh my God. The 100th different driver to win at the cup level. Marked.
Oh
The
no.
100th different driver to win at the cup level.
Throw a dart. See what happens.
My sister goes, it wasn't me. Got it wrong. I love you, Lauren.
Yeah, this is another shot in the dark.
I will also fix the Kahoot after this. I apologize. I did this before.
No!
Oh my
Why
god.
is it
I actually did that
green
one
one?
right.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was the 1967 National 500.
Dag it.
Shot in
guys-
the dark and it actually worked.
Dadgum.
Oh, I'm about to lose
Tricked.
the lead.
You got tricked? No, you're fine. I think you're okay.
No, I'm about to lose the lead.
I
Watch.
think you're okay.
No, just watch. I'll lose the lead right here.
No, no. Let me see who won that race, by the way. It was won by Buddy Baker. It was his first win. Oh, my sister got it. She got it. Good job, Lauren. 1 of 3. Look at you. All right, now we move into my favorite category. Because
Watch. I'm about to lose the lead right here.
no,
Name that number.
because wait a sec. Oh,
Let's go.
John in the lead. Next category, though. I'm very excited about this. Guess the racing movie. We gotta throw some pop culture into this.
Oh, come on.
Oh no! Come on, come
Oh,
on.
this is
on.
gonna
I've
be
only
bad.
seen Cars,
movies.
Talladega Nights, and Days of Thunder. That's
Well, I
it.
will tell you they are not in these answers. So
Of course,
have
of course
fun.
they aren't.
They're too mainstream, you guys. Come on. All right. Question 1.
Kirby.
A family goes head to head in a stunt-filled movie with the authorities in Rio de Janeiro.
Oh.
It's either The Fate of the Furious, Too Fast to Furious, Fast 5, and The Fast and the Furious. I will say this is, I think, my favorite of the franchise, and I've watched them all and I love them.
Oh man.
Well, favorite of the series gives it away because there was one that was far better than the others.
Well,
There's no way I'm gonna get this.
guys,
I've only seen the first
guys!
three.
The Rock. The Rock.
Bing
This is where it
bong.
starts.
Last time I checked, Dwayne The Rock Johnson has never driven a stock car.
Hey, it said racing movie.
Racing
They were
related.
racing. I could
Racing
go
related.
outside and run against my old man neighbor to the mailbox, and that's a race.
See, it is. I will say the newest, the Fast 10, had NASCAR related stuff in it. Guys, it also, after this comments below, we got to talk about what's your favorite Fast and Furious movie. I gotta know. Gotta
None
know.
of them.
All
I've
right.
never seen any of them.
Dom, no.
I haven't
You're-
either.
No. Are you guys?
I'm
Only saw the
cultured. I'm
We're
sorry.
gonna have to talk about this after that. Literally, the main character's name is Dominic Toretto.
Okay.
Dom, you guys share a name, technically. Tyler said I didn't
Oh,
watch the movie, so I'm
no.
going to probably get these all wrong. It's okay if you don't watch movies. I don't watch movies really either, but you'll be fine. Oh, Tokyo Drift, is that your favorite? Nitro says Tokyo Drift is their favorite. I cannot say I agree, but I respect it though. I respect it. All right, next question. Oh, no
Still
change.
eating.
All right. Next question. This film features a young driver. Oh my gosh, words.
What's a
He was-
dragger?
Oh, I know
Oh,
this
who
one.
aspires to be champion of racing world in his Mach 5. I said I'm going to fix this after the stream. I promise you guys. But the Fast and the Fury, Speed Racer,
Oh,
Red Line, or Race to Immortality.
That's actually Furry, not Fury. Fury is Fury.
What?
The Fast and the Furry.
Yes, that's what I said.
Oh, they said Fury.
Did I say Fury?
You did say Fury.
Oh my god. Okay, I meant to say Furry. Guys, it's almost 10 o'clock at night and I'm already dead. So that's great. Speed Racer is
And yet
correct.
you're still alive.
But yet I'm still. If you've watched the streams before, there is a point in the night where I just go.
I'm still alive, but I'm barely breathing.
Basically, yes, I am
think
that
is the quote.
Did anybody actually catch the Speed Racer car that was in the infield?
Yes, I did see it.
Okay.
What?
That was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah,
the
it was
Speed
right
Racer car
before
was at
we
the
were sitting
600.
dumb.
What?
It
Yeah.
was at the 600. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
god, how did I
hilarious.
miss that? Oh, I'm so sad. Well,
Well, I only went to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the truck race, so I didn't see that, obviously.
Yeah, it was at
Truck race
the
is good.
600. It was like right in the middle of stage 3. I saw it with my buddies. I was like, dude, that's the Speed Racer car. What is that doing here?
everything. Doing
I
everything.
don't think it's
there.
legal.
No change.
Yeah, how is
Next
that thing street
question.
legal?
A famous actor plays a NASCAR driver who clashes with a fried chicken mogul
There we
that
go.
sponsors his racing team. Smokey and the Bandit, American Graffiti, Stroker Ace, or The Great Race?
This is probably wrong.
Going with my gut.
Yep.
This is a movie I have
Big-
not
It's
seen
the cool
yet.
die test I'm trying to still get.
God.
Stroker Ace.
Bless America.
Dom, you got it wrong.
Yeah, I've never seen any of these.
Brandon, how did you do, bud?
I haven't seen it, but I got it right. I just guessed the wildest name possible.
Let's go. I
I
have
figured I could do the
Oh,
play
Stro-
on words, smoky and chicken.
I hadn't seen
but-
any of them either, but Stroker Race was the only one I had heard of.
Yeah, it was kind of a giveaway. I got a giveaway. Tyler says I have no idea how I got the last two right. It's luck, but that's okay. It's okay. I actually have the record player like to the soundtrack for this movie for Stroker Ace. I have yet to listen to it because I don't have a record player with me here, but hoping to listen to it soon. Let's see. Do we only have one more question left?
We have
3.
3.
3 more? Oh, well. Okay, yeah. Okay, this musician finds himself in another car movie where he must choose between the girl he loves and racing for her dad. What is
Oh,
this?
no.
Spin Out, Grease,
Got it.
Speedway, or Roostabout?
I am totally going to get this wrong.
This one's a bit of a trick question if you know the person I'm talking about who's in these movies. Because he was in a few racing movies.
I got it.
I mean, I can eliminate one.
Boom.
Oh.
Spin Out. This is Elvis. Elvis was in the
So
few
that's 3 in a
movies.
row I've gotten wrong.
Wow. We're gonna have a mix up in the standings.
So
Now,
I'm about to fall to last, and I'm
Well-
not mad about it.
maybe not. Now, you can lie on these last two questions. You can, but I would like the truth, and hopefully they'll provoke you into action here. We'll see the points shake up or not. That's fine. All right, bonus questions. True or false? Treat this as a yes or no. Are you subscribed to TobyChristieCOM's YouTube channel? Yes or no? If you're not, You gotta
This isn't
subscribe.
a true or this is a yes or no, not a true or false.
Treat this as a yes or no, though. I could have changed the true or false. We gotta be inventive. I'm not Kahoot.
Same diff.
Well, 2 of you are being honest. I appreciate that.
It's
Spin
opposite.
Out Toby is.
Well, I don't have a YouTube channel, so
That's okay. That's okay. You just subscribe.
don't know what to tell you.
So Spin Out Toby, just for you all that don't know. So Spin Out
From the boss.
Speedway.
from the boss. It is a movie with Elvis Presley, and it's a racing movie. It's a musical as well. It's very odd. The only reason I know about this is I work in a popular culture library, the Brown Popular Culture Library at Bowling Green State University, and I'm going through press kits and movie advertisements and whatever, and we found that in there. Well, I found that in there yesterday.
Go Falcons.
So go.
No, it's Go Panthers.
Go Tigers. So I know who said no, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. Same. Strictly same. I don't know who said they weren't subscribed. But yeah. So after the stream, like I said, I think that's it. Hold on, we might have one more. Do we have one more? Oh, we got to do the podium first. All right.
P3 and not
P3.
happy about it.
P2, the real Adam. Look at us all on the stream doing well. Okay, come on. We already know who this is. We know who this is. This is why I brought him in. DI Knight, John. Congrats, bud.
Yeah.
Runners up, Ben did really well. And then who was that? The amazing Fanatic, I think. Also
they were up
runner
there.
up there. There you go. So yeah. But yeah, so Elvis did a movie called Speedway and he did a movie called Spin Out. There were 2 Elvis movies I'm seeing in the comments that were sort of like, I have no clue. He did 2 movies like that. I believe Spin Out came second. But I can pull it up on Google if you want.
Better.
Speedway was better, I will say that. But
Way better.
he did a few. But yeah, so I will send out the Kahoot. I'll link it in the description below. I will change some things. Like I said, there was one factual error, and then obviously, as I was in a rush, unfortunately, with classes, there was some spelling things. But we'll fix that. I'll put it in the description a little bit after the stream. So make sure you check back in for that to play again. But yeah, so that was Kahoot. We can get back to some hot topics. If you guys have topics you want to submit in the comments that you want to talk about, let me know. But I think we could probably talk about let's see. Oh, yeah. He was in a lot of racing movies. What other topics do you guys want to talk about? I think
Well, I have to get going because it's time for me to go get ready for bed now. So we finished
go for
Kahoot
it.
just in time.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for
But
joining
before
in.
I go, I just want to say thank you guys so much for having me.
Is the shake.
Yes, the sad salute is what I call it.
The sad salute.
But yeah, before I go, thank you guys so much for having me. My first time on with you guys. It's a great opportunity, and I'm looking forward to doing this again.
We loved having
guys
you.
are
Having you,
best.
man, for sure.
Thank you so much. Loved having you, and we're excited to have you on again. Thanks, John.
All right. You guys have a good night.
Right,
See ya,
you
man.
too. Bye.
John.
Well done.
I love him. That was actually the first time that we really talked. So that was really cool. I met him at the track, and I really wanted to have him on. So very excited that he was on the live stream. All right. So other hot topics, you guys in the comments, anything you want to talk about, mention, let us know. I think one thing that we wanted to debate was the point system, I think, a little bit. We brought it up. Now, I've only been around for the latest point system where we have just this playoff format. You win and you're in and all that stuff. But I believe we have some guys in here in this chat and even in the comments that were around for all of these types of point systems here that we had. So anyone arguing for the chase? Anyone arguing just for what other point systems do you guys want to?
I'll argue for the chase. But
Yeah,
I won't
argue for the chase.
I won't argue for the playoffs.
Yeah, go for the chase.
There's a difference.
Oh, yes.
Because the chase, all they did was reset the points of the top 12 and then let them race it out the last 10.
And I like that.
But the playoffs is just, I mean, I get it. You want to emphasize winning and making everything go down to the deep end. But
Right.
we've seen already in Xfinity and we've seen it already in trucks where the system can be played. We've seen it in Cup too. Who am I kidding? So
Yeah.
Examples. Kevin Harvick or Kyle Busch should have been the champions in 2018. Logano won with 3 races. Tyler Reddick never should have won the 2018 Xfinity Championship. He won the first race of the season and the last race of the season, played the system all the way to win the title, put himself in a good position. Got to give him credit. Matt Crafton didn't win a single race in 2019, was the truck champion. He just played the system. And
Solid.
Kevin Harvick should have won the championship in 2020. Wasn't even in the championship because he had a bad Martinsville.
That irks me.
So
that really does.
I mean, what are we doing? You know, because if you look at the chase, the one thing that stands out is, you know, Kyle Busch. A lot of people thought Kyle Busch should have won the championship in 2008 because he had 8 wins going into the chase, not 8 wins on the season. He had 8 going into the chase.
Yeah.
And then the team completely collapsed in the chase. But they had 10 races to rebound. It wasn't one race and they were immediately eliminated. They had 10 races to get themselves in position to win a championship, but it was a week after week after week collapse. So, but for Kevin Harvick to have one bad race and for that to cost him a whole season's work,
it's not right.
I mean, at the time, because I was just so committed to NASCAR, I had to defend it and say the comparison I make, the New England Patriots went undefeated all the way through their season and then lost the Super Bowl. So it's like, I mean, you can be the perfect team, but still lose the championship. So that was my defense of it. But at the end of the day, I mean, good grief. So many people should be champions that aren't champions. Like last year, Larson won the championship outright. Like he earned champion.
It.
Like that, he's the first, I would say he is NASCAR's first outright champion since Truex in 2017.
Valid. I would agree with that.
I would
agree with that.
Elliott won on a pit stop.
That's the thing. Like I will say, I mean, for speaking not for John here, we were both excited when Chase Elliott won the championship, let's be honest, but I was a fan of his sitting at home being like, did he actually earn it? And seeing what Hamlin and Harvick did that season, and then seeing Harvick, like Don mentioned, miss out, and then Hamlin just not have a car at all that served him well during that race.
That's his, the only defense I would give Chase on that championship is, I mean, Harvick was out, and I said, well, then Hamlin should be the champion.
Yeah.
Because he was, whenever Kevin would win, Denny would win the very next race. So,
exactly.
I mean, they went race for race against each other, just like Kevin and Kyle did in 2018. And same result. Neither of them won the title that year. So it's just, the whole concept of winning equals results in the championship has backfired so many times on NASCAR.
Well, and I think too, for me, like the current format, rather than emphasizing being good all year, which you don't have to do to qualify, you don't have to do to advance from round to round. They're emphasizing you have to be good at every aspect of what you're doing. You have to be good in the car. Your pit crew has to be good on pit road. They're emphasizing the different pieces. And I mean, that's why if hypothetically, if it comes down to one stop, I mean, you're looking at 3 drivers that could possibly win right now. If you were to say you have one pit stop to go win a championship, which is what we're talking about with Chase Elliott. You have one pit stop to go out there and win a championship. You're going to look at right now either Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, or Chase Elliott. And Larson's pit crew was a disaster last week. So, I mean, every week it's going to change. So I feel like we're emphasizing like little things, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's what we're talking about. It takes away from, hey, you were really good all year. You know, you finished second 80% of the time. Like last year when we were watching the playoffs, I felt like William Byron put together a really strong year.
Oh my God, he did.
And he got eliminated, 12 or 8? I think it was 12.
Yeah, they just became like irrelevant in the playoffs.
He had 11 top 10s?
Yeah, I think
in the first
he
half
was
of the season.
He was on a stupid top 10 streak.
Yeah. And then it felt like it was for nothing.
Yeah.
So Adam, what are you thinking of the point system? I don't know if any of you can argue for the Winston points at all.
That one also has its. That one has its positives and negatives.
It has its positives. Every point system does.
So I like the old style Winston Cup one, but I kind of agree with Dom. However, I like the OG chase where it was only 10 guys.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Well, I kind of like that. I'm with it.
Wins didn't get you in. Wins got you to the top of the point standings. But if you had 3 wins and you were in 11th place, and the guy in 10th place had no wins, come Richmond, checkered flag, gone. Doesn't matter.
And just to piggyback off what Adam just said, like literally that the system and the idea and the statement that win and you're in, it's going to backfire sooner rather than later. It might backfire this year. I mean, there's guys that consistently are good, are running in the top 10, taking top 5s, top 15s, whatever you want to call it. And then out of the blue, you'll get some Bush League driver come in and win a race and take a spot from somebody that deserves it.
Yeah. And that's what I don't like about the system that we have. Clayton said, I wanted to bring up this comment that he does agree with us. There should ideally be 10, at most 12 drivers in the playoffs. I think 16 is too much. I mean, almost like what the Trucks and Xfinity series does. They only do 12 or 8.
The trucks do.
8,
I know,
right?
The trucks started with 8, and then they did 8-6-4, and Xfinity does 12. But I think the trucks are at 10 now.
Yeah, I think they're at 10. I think that's the right way to go about it. And I like the win and you're in for the fact that it gives drivers the incentive to win. However, like you guys say, like win and you're in, you can suck all season, you're into the playoffs, and automatically you win the first round of like the round of 16, you win one of the races, then you're into the next, regardless of how crappy your season was.
That's like last year, Tyler Reddick didn't make the playoffs last year, right? I don't think he did. One of the
correct. He did not. He was just
but
out.
Michael McDowell did because he won the Daytona 500.
So it's just whack. Right now, Reddick is out.
Meant.
Yeah. No, I get you. And I share those thoughts and I share those opinions. I mean, Reddick is out by 3 points or 7 points right now. I think it might be 7. Right outside the cutoff line. No, Harvick's right outside the cutoff line now by like 7. Reddick had a bad week at Sonoma. Just can't seem to get it right. Last video, I said that because earlier on in the season, actually, I had this idea of like the young big 3. Because I remember when I really got into the sport, there was this huge thing about the big 3. And I was like, at the beginning of the season, I'm like, Reddick's in that, Chastain's in that. Who else? I put Briscoe in that as well. But now just Reddick has just taken a nosedive. And I don't know what happened to him this season. So that's unfortunate for that.
He doesn't get the money.
He doesn't get that dough. Which is unfortunate. And that's got to be tough. Just, drive for RCR and then have Austin Dillon as your teammate. I mean, is that fair?
I mean, one of 2 people in that company has job security.
Yeah, I know. The other one doesn't.
Unless your name is Ty.
Yeah. Unless your name. Yikes.
If it comes down to the end of the season, and I think that you've seen it before, and I can't remember when it was, but like, if they're in a position where it's either Austin Dillon or Tyler Reddick advancing, they're back in Austin just based on the team ownership. And it's just, I just don't see a way of him. I don't see a way for Reddick out of that car. So, he's in a tough spot.
I kind of equate it to Formula One in a way where you have 2 cars. One is going to be the principal car where you're like, that second driver is just there to make sure that main driver advances or gets the most points or has a good day, or if they will tell that other driver, that second driver on the team, to back off to make sure that other like a Lewis Hamilton situation, to make sure he does well. Obviously this season has not been his season, but it reminds me of that a little bit when you have 2-car teams, with the exception you guys are just like with the exception of Trackhouse season, but you're just like old news. But Trackhouse has done exceptionally well, and I don't know if do we expect them to do as well as they have this season? Yeah, I know. Woo! Yeah, with the Suarez one, I bought merch after his win. Not gonna lie, I dropped some money. But do we expect that? If we're gonna compare here, and I think this comparison has to be made if we want to talk about this, but 2311 versus Trackhouse.
Brandon has been waiting for this one.
Brandon, I don't know if we've talked about this or not, just text message wise, or I don't know.
We did after the race last week.
Do you want to bring in your topics here? I know obviously it's comparing apples to oranges. One team has an advantage, one team doesn't. Both are still new, right? But what are you thinking about what the performance that we've seen from both teams so far this season?
I think you're seeing a prime example of Justin Marks knew who he's putting in his race cars. He obviously did his research. He went out and got guys that he thought fit the system they were going for, fit the new setup. And now you look at them, they both have wins, and Ross Chastain not only has a win, he's got multiple wins. So I think just the job that he has done as a team owner, and Pitbull's on board as well, and that's backing, and
Major.
Suarez and Chastain both have really good sponsors. I mean, so they went out and they did a nice job right away at getting variety of different sponsorships, and they put together a team with really good drivers that had really good sponsors, and they're executing right now. And then I think on the other side, Michael Jordan comes into the sport for a reason, which was to give Bubba Wallace a full-time ride away from hello, I'll be done soon.
Now this is
This
as professional
stream.
as it gets.
This is so we're professionals here.
My girlfriend, we haven't seen each other like all week because I've been working about an hour out of town. So we haven't seen each other a whole lot. So I might be done soon, but
That's okay. That's all right. I get that. It's important to spend time with significant others.
I think 23XI was a case of Jordan came into the sport for a reason, to put Bubba Wallace in a secure ride. He doesn't really have that many sponsorships, not the variety that we've seen out of the other guys. I mean, he has drawn in some sponsors, but then when you talk about team expansion, I get the Kurt Busch thing, I do, but it's a guy that he's past his prime. I mean, he's out there, and they've referred to him on the broadcast a couple of times as he's just there to teach. I don't really believe that. Like,
he still has fun. I mean, he has a win. I mean, he wouldn't be winning if he didn't still have the passion, or if he wasn't still good, you know?
Yeah. And like, that's not what I mean, but he's not like,
he's not in his prime.
Yeah, he's not in his prime anymore. And if I was putting together a team with the Cup series that we have today, with the talent that's coming up through the sport, if we were to go out in free agency and I was looking at a Kurt Busch or a Ty Gibbs, I'm probably going to put Ty Gibbs in the car.
Valid.
Ty Gibbs gives you.
Opinion.
I mean, the difference is Ty Gibbs also gives you infinite income. So,
which is the thing. I do want to pause real quick. We have a question asking us. Rob says he is new to the chat, so thank you for coming in to join. And he wants us to name our favorite drivers of all time and our favorite current drivers. We'll name our favorite current drivers. I guess to start, and then we'll go back into the 2311 conversation. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss that. But my favorite driver right now, Daniel Suarez and Ryan Blaney are my two favorites. Dom, you confuse me. I'm not sure who your current favorite driver is, or even if
I think BJ McLeod is really good for the sport. I think I'm a big fan of him. I think he's a great driver.
Hey, who am I?
No, I root for the Toyotas.
So what I'm hearing is you're a Cody Ware fan.
He's in a Ford, thank the Lord.
I love Cody Ware. I love him.
No, if I have to nail it down to two guys, it'd have to be Kyle and Denny.
Yeah,
those are my.
Yeah, you're too mainstream, Dom. All right, Adam, who's your favorite guy?
Too mainstream.
Mainstream as in the fact that it's Denny time.
Yeah,
it's Denny.
Yeah,
time.
It's the Denny time.
Yeah, but for me, still have it out.
We love him.
My boy.
We love Ryan Blaney.
And we're also doing our
all time. Do your favorite of all time.
Look what I found.
Mr. Gordon.
Yes, Mr. Gordon.
Brandon, you're bringing out the cards.
I've got a couple chunks of a Joey Logano race car, so I guess
I'm moving, so I don't know what I have right now.
Yeah, Dom started off as a Logano fan.
Die hard
Logano fan, might I add.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any of my case cards, but Jeff Gordon is probably my favorite of all time. I like Carl Edwards as well,
cool.
as we've seen throughout the episode here.
Yes.
And then right now, I would think, like, I really liked Larson when he was at Chip Ganassi. I know Dom doesn't like that, but
I've gotten better.
I've gotten better.
I've been to therapy.
Is it because he sucked this year?
No,
this year he's just not.
It helps.
But no, I would say out of the two, Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott, but like Bowman, Byron, and Blaney are right behind, because my girlfriend, who was poking in the door, She really likes Ryan Blaney, and then I'm just an HMS guy. I mean, I think they've got a really good system. They put 4 really good, talented drivers in their cars.
And they're locked in.
Yeah, and that's what you look at their cars, and I mean, those 4 guys are going to work together for the next 4 years plus.
Yeah, I started off as a Hendrick Motorsports gal. Chase Elliott was my first favorite driver. I watched an Xfinity race with him and Elliott Sadler, and I just remember seeing 2 Elliots, and they were talking about 2 guys named Elliott, and I was like, this is confusing for me. This is too much. But obviously, me wanting to be like, I want to follow the younger drivers, started off with Chase Elliott, and then it just kind of transformed. I was always a Blaney fan, and then he became kind of like my sole favorite driver, and then last year I really started to like Suarez. Yeah, you're welcome. So I will say that over the year, I guess we've had Above the Yellow Line and Adam's been on the show. We have repped our Blaney merch all the time, and we actually have matching shirts. So that's always fun too.
We might have to bust those out. We're
gonna have to. Next stream that we do, we're gonna have to. Well, you know what? Mine might be at home because it's a long sleeve. So
I want to be a part of the matching shirt gang. How come I was not invited?
I wasn't.
I didn't know you liked Ryan Blaney.
Carson fan.
You need to get
yourself one of these. We can match, Brandon.
I have that shirt too.
Get yourself one of the. We'll match.
The closest thing I have to that ugly thing, Dom, is I tried Chase Elliott's energy drink a couple weeks ago.
A shock.
And I was at the gas station. I had to get gas, which that's.
Did you get a rowdy?
I did.
And
I haven't had it yet. I'm
Dude,
waiting
no.
Well, wait. What flavor did you get?
Yeah,
pink lemonade.
Pink lemonade. Okay, I haven't had that one.
I love pink lemonade. I will say I've got my Dr. Pepper right here.
The orange one is my favorite.
So. Okay.
Orange is my favorite, but I will say this. Back to how I've written about this. I've talked about it so many times. How I became a Logano fan. It all came down to the sponsor, Home Depot, and that's just it. Long story, but the reason why I've gravitated towards Kyle Busch is because while I was a diehard Logano fan, I always said, well, Joey's my favorite driver, but Kyle Busch is the best race car driver I've ever watched.
I would agree.
But
yes.
Wait, did somebody just say
in terms of
yes.
In terms of best race car driver I've ever seen, he's not anymore. Mm-hmm. He's my favorite. He's the best NASCAR driver I've ever seen. Best race car driver I've ever seen is Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton, yeah.
Because the fact that the stuff he can do with the race car is just incredible. And I would even argue, I actually would argue Max Verstappen would be up there too, because
he's good. He proved himself last year.
He's done some stuff with the race car before last year that was just you can't do that. Anyway, but no, that's where I kind of landed with Kyle, and then just Toyota in general. I've always preferred foreign cars over American cars, but with that said, I still have mad respect for Chevrolet and what they've done in NASCAR. I mean, the greatest drivers of all time have all driven Chevys. And
I will say Chevys, they struggled. What was that in 2017, 2018? They had a stint where I was like, what is happening?
And that was literally when it was the Joe Gibbs Toyotas and the Penske Fords.
Yeah.
Literally winning every week.
Now, the Toyotas, I have no clue what happened.
The one year I said, oh, let's just root for Toyota this year. This year.
Just a really bad year for
them. And they're terrible.
They did.
Right now.
I know. I will say, guys, in the comments, if you have any other questions, comments that you want to have us talk about, join in on the conversation, let us know in the comments. I will say, though, you picked the race winner somehow for the 600.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's Denny time. Every time it's a gift.
And plus M&Ms are just delicious. So.
That's because my guy got wrecked.
My guy got wrecked too.
Who'd you pick?
I'm trying to think.
Did you pick Briscoe?
You picked.
No, you didn't pick Briscoe.
Wait.
You picked
all hail Google Docs. You picked Byron. You did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's who. No. I picked Byron.
That was Darlington.
Hold on. We can settle this with a trip to the Google Drive, folks.
Again.
Then last week I thought I took Cindric and I really took Allmendinger.
Yeah.
And the next thing I know, as soon as we text in the chat, wee off the track.
Yeah. And I was like, man. Yeah, we have, if you don't watch the main channel content, which you should, we have a point system that we've worked out between the 4 of us for race picks. Let's see, for the 600, all the way back to Circuit of the Americas. Holy crap, that was a while ago, which is funny to say.
That was this year?
It was. A fun fact.
They ran COTA this year? When that happened?
What carnation we talking about?
Carnation. Wow, we're throwing out the big words.
I will say, every time we talk about Joey Logano, two things come to mind: saving at the pump and short track racing.
Honestly, you're not wrong. I will say, Brandon, you chose Kyle Larson for Charlotte. I chose Byron, Dom chose Denny, and Adam chose Kyle Busch. That's how that worked out.
Second place again.
It's always second place. Let's see. When myself, Dom, and Brandon are tied for last in our standing points for with 40 points, and then Adam has 44 points.
Well, with as many times as my driver has been wrecked out of the lead,
which is
I'm going to call that a win.
I'm fine with it.
This is basically what Adam's stat line has looked like this entire
It's just gone.
Leader, yeah, upstairs basement.
Basement.
There is no middle ground. I'm either in the penthouse or I'm in the outhouse.
I will say in the fantasy league that we have on the NASCAR app, Brandon, you're in that. I don't know if Dom or Adam are, but
I forgot to pick
Lame.
1 week. I forgot to pick 1 week, and then another week I didn't pick the bottom 4 thingies.
You always have. You got to check. I set like a timer each weekend just to make sure I do it. But I'm like 4th. Kyle, he's usually in these streams. I don't know if he's in this one this time, but he's in the lead on that. But obviously, I think it's a little too late to join the fantasy league for Above the Line, but we'll do it next year too. And hopefully more of you will join. And then Rob, you're welcome. I'm glad that I was able to ask your question and answer it for you. So yeah, what other topics?
Are there other fan questions?
There's actually a fantasy league that like I didn't realize how good I'm doing. I'm like in the top 100.
What?
Yeah,
what?
Like a couple thousand people. It's the Random Fantasy League.
Oh my God, Steve Lunder?
Yes.
He's in the top 100.
What?
I think in the top 100. I looked at it the other day. I was like, oh my gosh.
I missed one race for that.
But he got me like 20 points. So yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I missed one race, so therefore I'm not. I was so mad when I
but
did
I'm
it.
still in the top 100.
That is incredible.
It's ridiculous.
And odd. Who do you have for Nashville for that one? I have Harrison Burton.
I haven't done it yet. I'm waiting to
see. I'll have to see where I stand in that. I don't know, but fan questions. Let's keep looking. One track you would want to see added to this Cup schedule.
Rockingham.
Yeah, okay, Danny took my answer. Took my answer. All right. Well, now I gotta think about something else here. Anyone else have tracks they want to add?
Any track that Carl Edwards will agree to come off and do a one-off.
Buddy, I don't think that's going to happen.
Topeka, Kansas, here we come.
Montreal.
Montreal, that would be an interesting. I would like that to be. I'd like to be there. Yeah. I kind of want. I mean, I don't know if this is possible. I know Tony Stewart actually mentioned this in the broadcast, but Eldora. If we're going to do a dirt race, do it on an actual track. I kind of want to see how that would work.
You know, it'd be really cool
or bad. What?
In terms of it's so historical. I mean, you got to think of all the events that have ever happened. The Oval at Indianapolis. That would be really cool if NASCAR went there. I don't know if they've ever tried that or not, but I feel like that would be an awesome thing for them to do.
I had a fever dream about that a few nights ago.
Now, see, I bet you the reason why it's probably really hard to put a good tire on that track. But I mean,
I saw Jimmy Johnson in Adam's Dream that he's talking about.
The Twilight Zone music just plays in the background.
It's all coming back.
Oh, 8 years of therapy down the drain.
Oh my God.
Oh,
now why we moved to the? Do we know why we moved to the road course in all actuality?
I think we're getting the closing credits.
We're getting the closing. Brandon, you got to go, bud.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go spend some time.
There's a human here that I need to.
There's another human
to hang out with.
Yeah.
Well,
building.
Brandon, it was great to have you finally join. Please.
You are the
again.
man, Brandon.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
A real one. A real one.
For Brandon.
A real one.
If I had an Edwards car here, I would salute you with it, but I don't. But I'm going to get one eventually.
Sorry, fair. But
one behind me.
I appreciate being on. Next Friday, I got a baseball game, so I can't be here. But there's definitely going to be more of me in the future, hopefully, if Taylor will have me.
I will.
And everybody stay tuned to see who I'm going to pick this week, so we know who can get wrecked out of the lead on the last lap.
Honestly,
Before you go, if I've got to get one Edwards car, which one is it? What's your
Ooh,
favorite
good
Edwards
question.
car?
Oh,
And it's got to be a car that won a race.
So see, I'm really partial, like, because I'm big into I'm big into cards, and I know you guys are big into die casts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, unhealthily.
But like, I just don't think you can beat the Affleck Duck.
Yeah.
You can't.
That's fair.
There's no way.
I mean,
I've always liked the 08 Texas.
That
car.
might be.
Now that one I like.
Oh, I love that one.
Just thought I would stir the pot before I leave.
Yeah, my man. Right on top of
it. They're stirring the pot for you.
Stirring the pot. There we go.
That's a good car.
Don't call it a comeback because there probably won't be one.
Yikes. Thanks,
All
Brandon,
right,
for joining.
You're the man.
Thank you.
Bye, bud.
See you, big guy.
See, love Brandon. So this is actually the first time that Dom and Adam have talked to Brandon like this. Otherwise, it's just been through text. So,
Yep. I didn't
so
think
we're always making connections.
So
you didn't think he was real?
Exist.
I didn't think he was real. I thought he was a bot.
So he does
I thought
exist.
he was real. I had a class with him last semester, I think. So
ATYL has bots.
ATYL has bots. We'll probably stay on for like another 10 minutes. If you guys have any last minute questions, topics you guys want to discuss, let me know.
We're pulling an all-nighter. We're staying on till 7.
Going.
Oh my god. I mean, I have the energy too.
Don't
Not
come
gonna lie.
Tiny,
Not
do
gonna
you
lie,
want to
I
make
do.
an appearance?
Yes. So, not the official above the line mascot because my dog
Come here.
Daisy has not made an appearance.
Come here, Tiny.
But this is a close second. Maybe.
She is like, you are not about to
She's
get me out
not.
of my bed.
That's okay. I am the same way. I am the same way. So I will say just some updates. One, I had a poll on Twitter about the SRX series, if you guys wanted me to cover that or not. I'm thinking the best way to cover it, because you guys wanted me to, an overwhelming majority. I'll probably do it in like 1 minute to 2 minute like short videos, post on either YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, maybe all of the above. I don't know, but just to give you a little recap. I want to promote the series as much as I can because I think it's definitely worth the watch. So that'll be one thing. What else was I going to say? Second thing. Oh yeah, I'll mention this at the end too. But there's still a giveaway going on, you guys. If you haven't like, put yourself in the giveaway, what are you doing? It's free entry, and you can get like all these really cool prizes that I'm going to put on the screen right now. You got above the line t-shirts, Toby Christie t-shirts, Haymaker coffee. Like my goodness, who doesn't want a free thing of coffee if you win? 2022 hero cards. If you haven't gone to a race, hero cards, diecast. If you put yourself in, there's 10 people that can win some really cool prizes. So make sure you enter the giveaway. The link is in the description below, but I'll mention that at the end. So don't worry. Don't worry. We'll do that. But I do want to ask, I think another cool topic to talk about too, that was asked about on Twitter is guys that haven't won. Who's the next that's going to get their first win of the season? Who's not from 2017 that got a win? I'm 2021. I went back to 2017. Oh my God, 2021.
Well, dating back to 2017.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's think.
when Dale Earnhardt Jr. retired, I don't think I don't see him coming out to win at Daytona.
No.
My faith in Tyler Reddick is fading.
It's waning. For sure.
It's depressing.
I mean, I hate to say it, but he might need a super speedway to get him one.
I know.
So, which is kind of unfortunate because I think Homestead can't come soon enough for Tyler Reddick, if I'm being honest.
I know.
And even then, I mean, he's got to have the
It's too
perfect
late.
car. He's got to have the perfect car to be in the top 5. So
And it's just not there for him this year, which is, I didn't think that would happen, quite honestly.
The next to win their first of the year or of their career?
Of the year. Of the year.
The year?
Yeah, we're gonna broaden it out to the year.
And I think Austin Dillon wins before Tyler Reddick.
Oh, I would agree with that. Tyler thinks that Truex can sneak one out. He can win. Maybe.
I've got faith in Harvick.
I do too. I do.
Get it? It'll be
Busch.
I've got faith in Harvick. I don't know.
It's just a little disappointment.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. What am I doing?
You don't know anymore. I will say, I got the point standings pulled up here if we want to take a look at who needs to win to get in. Obviously, if you're Harvick, you're -7 out. Almirola is above the cut line +7, but they're the closest within gap because the next person behind Harvick is Reddick -42. That's pretty significant from what it was before Suarez won. Obviously, Suarez is in, but the guys without wins that are in the playoffs right now are Blaney, Truex, Bell, and Almirola. But part of me thinks, hear me out. I think Well, okay, this is a really bad. Whoa, Adam just
And Adam's gone.
and now it's 2. Do you think Buescher could maybe get a win? Do you think?
I was thinking Buescher, but I
Okay,
was
go.
also asking myself, was that a one-hit wonder? Because I just don't, I mean, think about how good they were at Daytona. We thought they were going to win Daytona because they won both duels and led a ton of laps in the 500. But after they left Daytona, they became the Roush Racing we've come to know today. So welcome back,
Right.
Adam. But
Welcome back.
I don't see Chris Buescher winning. I don't see Brad Keselowski winning.
Well, I don't either.
So which is a shame. But
my preseason prediction said that he was going to win 2, and that I was like, that's totally not overstepping it. That was overstepping it. I will say that was a really bad prediction, and I think I caused this. So I apologize.
We also got to remember Blaney hasn't won yet,
which is crazy for me. I don't know. Penske hasn't had the speed I thought they would this season. They started off good.
No.
But it's not. Cindric has kind of been not like a bust because he won Daytona, obviously, but besides the road courses.
So did Trevor Bayne.
Yeah, well,
that doesn't mean anything.
I know. So
did Michael McDowell.
So did Waltrip.
Oh, don't do that to Mikey.
I love Michael Waltrip, but I gotta say it.
It's fair.
No, Mike, no.
It's just Penske. They're light years away from what they were in the mid 2010s.
Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, that's the way it goes. Hendrick had their downtime. Roush has been in a slump since Carl Edwards left the team. Some teams don't recover. Some teams just have a slump and then get back to their winning ways.
Hendrick, I mean, they're a bigger team and have better equipment, but as an example, even a big team can have a slump. And I want to say, Burnin' Rubber, glad you could join the chat as well. Burnin' Rubber says, I think Harvick gets one before Reddick, and then has a hot take too.
I agree.
He says this year's championship 4 is going to be all Chevys, both Trackhouse boys and 2 Hendrick boys. That's odd. Do we think that's?
I think the Trackhouse. Go ahead, Adam.
I think that's bold. I don't think both Trackhouse guys get into the Final 4, but I think they have a legit shot at getting someone to the Final 4.
I would agree.
They've got a shot. I don't think either of them make it.
Oh no! Yeah. Don't be Dom.
I don't think either of them make it.
Dom, don't be.
We're at a weird part of the season where there's a lot of good people. Kind of like last year, we had a lot of guys that were doing really good, and then they just fell off the face of the earth. I don't want to say that's what's happening to Trackhouse. That they're going up this peak.
Don't.
I don't want
into
them
existence.
to don't fall off, but I'm getting that kind of vibe. I've felt that all week.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope I'm wrong, but
I want you to be wrong.
Right.
If you chase this, Adam, I will not forgive you.
I'm not, because of how new the team is, I'm not fully committed that this is sustained success. I think this is just a team riding on pure momentum.
You don't have faith in Justin Marks and his innovation, and you don't have faith in that?
I mean, they're winners. What more do you want me to say? They won races.
You believe in them.
But Kevin Harvick won 9 races in 2020 and didn't make the Final 4.
I know.
All it takes is Alex Bowman dumping Ross Chastain out of the way to win Martinsville for Chastain to be eliminated from the championship.
And I will say, I think you make a good point there that I actually totally forgot about. Payback is coming for Chastain when, in the words of Denny Hamlin, when it means the most. I say
and that's why Denny makes the championship for him.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, and let's see who was on Chastain's no friends list. That's Hamlin, Elliott.
Chase.
Yeah, who else earlier in the season he had a run? Was it? That wasn't Harvick. He's had some run-ins with people this season that has not got Blaney. I think and him got into it at some point, but yeah, I think for that reason probably is why Chastain won't get in.
Post-it note.
Post-it note.
It's more than a post-it note of drivers that have. Yeah,
it's like a novella. It's a small book maybe with drivers that are a little mad at Chastain. Man, I don't know though.
Neither will make it.
Any other topics you guys want to talk about before we close out?
June 17th. Mark the calendar. That's when I said that they wouldn't make it.
Okay, we'll mark it.
When neither of them make it, refer back to today.
I will say, Dom, you have.
I told you.
I have a clip of you from last season with a prediction for Joey Logano that I kept. So if you got it right that he made the championship 4 and was the champion,
and I was just saying,
you're right.
I was just saying to myself, he'll end up there because he'll play the system.
Yeah.
He gets in because he plays the system.
Part of me thinks that's why Blaney's going to get in too. There was a comment earlier. Was it Rob that said this? That he thinks Blaney will make it to the championship or be a dark horse. Yeah, my dark horse pick for the championship this year would definitely be Ryan Blaney. He's having a quiet year. I mean, obviously he's consistent without a win, but he's high up in points.
Yeah, he's got a lot of points.
And that's part of playing the system.
Yes.
You play the long game. You keep yourself in it. You keep yourself consistent enough to where you have the points to get you far ahead. Now, obviously, without a win, it's going to be you're stacked up differently.
And again, that's where the system messes up what
But
should be a good championship run.
If he gets one win, though, before the playoffs, he is set up really well, in my opinion, to go farther. But he has to get that. Where do we see a win for Blaney in the 10 races that
put Nashville on the list?
I would say, yeah.
Put Nashville on the list. I mean, for him to win, he won the All-Star race. Granted, there was a lot of people that wrecked out of that race. But, I mean...
Yeah.
And he got clean air.
And he got clean air. But again, what's the famous football saying? Any given Sunday. So
it's true.
Exactly.
It's true.
I would put Nashville down on the list for Blaney for sure.
I'd say now I have to look at the races that we have left. Nashville was going to be one of mine. Michigan. Michigan. If I am there and Blaney wins, whew.
I feel like Michigan has been like a Ford track.
It is.
So it's either going to Blaney gets first win there, or it's going to be
So Blaney won there last year. Harvick swept 2020. 2019 was Harvick and Logano. 2018 was was Harvick and Boyer. And then 2017 was Larson back to back, and then 2016 was Larson. And who won the spring? Oh, Logano. So
Jordy Ford.
You. So
I could keep going if I could. If you wanted me to, but I'll stop.
We just have to have a live stream with you, just naming off
Racing
everything
before Fenway came along.
Yeah,
that was their backyard. That was their track.
My
Those cars
goodness.
were good.
Do you think Blaney could win? Blaney's won Pocono before. That was where he got his.
Was that
his first win? Yeah. Do we think he can probably win Pocono?
The thing about that race that's so great, like how to get your first career win, is that first of all, he didn't get the lead. He took the lead from Kyle Busch. He took it from Kyle Busch, and then when Kyle fell off the pace, Harvick came to attack him, and Harvick had stupid speed and still couldn't get by him. So I mean that was one of the best ways to get your first career win, to get the two best in the business. First to take it from one of the best, and then to hold off one of the best. That was impressive.
My concern for him though at Pocono this year is it is one of those tracks where I feel like you have to manage your tires really well. Mm-hmm. And I do not feel either tires or fuel you have to manage well at Pocono, but I mean any track, but I don't feel like Blaney is good at tire management races. And with this Gen 7 car and how the tires have worked, I get nervous for him. But yeah, I think we'll close it out with one more topic here. Hi Casey, how you doing? Which is from Burn and Rubber. Who do you guys see getting payback in the playoffs? We talked about this a little bit, but if we had to make one prediction of which one of these pairs of drivers, or I guess groups of drivers, are going to do payback, what do you think? Byron to Logano, Hamlin, Elliott on Chastain, Elliott to Larson. That's an interesting one, but valid. Or Reddick to Briscoe. Who do we think?
Elliott ain't touching Larson. I mean, that Hendrick ain't gonna let
Hendrick's
that happen.
He's not gonna let that fly.
Because again, Gordon and Johnson did not like each other for the longest time. They didn't race like that.
Right.
They would rub, because that's, I mean, you can get away with that, where you can rub each other, but it's not going to kill your car. It's not going to kill their car. It's letting you know, I'm here. I know you hate me, but guess who's going by you? So,
5 times a little upset.
5 times a little upset. But
famous line.
Yeah, he gets treated different from everybody else. But no, I think is the Southern 500 in the playoffs?
Yes.
Yes.
Because that's the only time I see Byron going after Joey. He'll do what Dale Jr. did to Kyle Busch. He'll wait to get him back at the same racetrack.
Because I think it's the first one in the round of 16. Actually,
because if he doesn't do it, then he's not going to do it at all. I thought he was going to do it the week after, but he didn't. So that kind of just shows you who William Byron is. Not that that's a bad thing. It's just he's I like the approach of, let me just beat you with pure pace.
Oh yeah.
So I don't see it happening there. No. Denny keeps things in the bank. So
Denny has a good wallet.
We'll see. I don't think Chase does anything. Chase Chase already got Ross back. He pushed him
to the wall.
300 yards past the braking zone.
Yeah, so
into the turn. So yeah, he ain't gonna do. He already got Chastain back as far as I'm concerned.
And Reddick and Briscoe, I don't think there's any ill will there. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, no. I just think the only one to watch for is Hamlin and Ross.
I would say
because I think
most likely.
I can see that happening at Martinsville.
All right. Well, folks, that has been the Above the Yellow Line live stream. Gentlemen, you have social media. Ooh, wow, that's fancy. Gentlemen, you guys have social media pages. Let them know your handles for social media. Dom.
At DomJoseph22 on Twitter and Instagram. And then check out GriffinDailyNews.com because I'm writing. Subscribe to that. Buy the paper. You can read all of my professional stuff.
And then Adam, what you got?
You guys can find me on Twitter at alucas9166.
Oh, turn on the light. You can is your audio still on? Your audio still works. Well, keep the party going, you guys. Follow me on social media at Above the Yellow Line on YouTube, Instagram, and wherever you get your podcasts, obviously. And then TobyChristieCOM, the channel you are watching this live stream on, make sure you give us a like, give us a follow, share it all with your friends and family. And then also my Twitter handle at _TaylorKitchen_, where we do race polls, post-race polls. We talk about hot topics. Pretty active on Twitter, more than I think I should be, but definitely active. So if you want to get a hold of me there, shoot some questions my way, let me know. Again, we have a tiny appearance coming in here with the giveaway, link in the description below for that as well, but you can win a ton of cool prizes. The giveaway ends on June 19th. That is your last day to enter. 10 people will win really awesome prizes. But that is it from us for the live stream. Again, here are our social pages, an appearance from Tiny, aka Merida, in the left of your screen, which I love so much. She's so perfect. But guys, thank you so much for joining our live stream, joining the party, joining the trivia. I'll have the Kahoot in the description below. Thanks everybody for your participation. And until next time, when the party continues, we'll see ya. Bye, everybody.